Hey, I'm Alexander and this channel is dedicated to honest and comprehensive reviews of headphones, IEMs, DACs and amps. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive new video updates. In today's episode, we'll take a look at two products from SIMGOT. In the first part of this episode, we'll discuss EM2 Roltion IEM, and in the second part, we'll talk about DEW1 portable DAC. Both units were kindly provided by SIMGOT in exchange for my honest review. As always, I am not paid to say anything in particular about the products, and all thoughts and opinions in today's episode are my own. The EM2 Roltion is a dual driver IEM from SIMGOT. This is an updated version of their previous EM2 IEM, and it features one 10mm carbon nanotube diaphragm driver and one balanced armature. The headphones come in a beautiful pencil style box. On the front of the sleeve there's an illustration of a girl, who by the way is a Lao Shen. In the ancient Chinese legend, she's a goddess of joy and sorrow and also a symbol of love. On the back of the sleeve there's an information about the IEM and list of technical specifications. Inside the sleeve we have a black box. In this box we have SIMGOT EM2R IEMs, a detachable 2-pin 0.78mm cable, two sets of silicone ear tips with 3 ear tip sizes each, leather storage case with magnetic lid, Lao Shen badge, welcome card, manual and a warranty card. I like the selection of accessories and the unboxing experience was quite pleasant too. The IEMs use two drivers, 10mm carbon nanotube diaphragm dynamic driver and one Knowles 33-518 balanced armature driver. Impedance is 32 ohms, sensitivity is 109 dB. Cable is removable and it has 0.78mm 2-pin connectors. Design-wise, I like how EM2R looks. The shells are large, they have an oval shape and are made out of plastic. In addition, there's a nice looking metal faceplate on each shell, giving this pair of IEMs quite a distinctive look. The plastic of the shell is transparent and if you look closely you can see the driver configuration. Dynamic driver is placed closer to the center of the IEM, the balanced armature is placed in the nozzle. There is also one vent on the inside of each shell. The nozzles are made from metal, they are on a longer side and they are quite thick. There is a metal mesh at the end of each nozzle and also a small lip that helps with ear tips retainment. The left and right channel markings are also printed at the top of each shells next to connectors, but unfortunately they are really hard to see. The IEMs come with two sets of ear tips. The first set is called transparent and it has larger bores. As a result, it enhances mids, provides better resolution and makes the sound more natural. The second set is called balanced and it has more narrow bores, it enhances low frequencies and makes the IEM sound more warm and thick. I have been testing this pair mostly with the transparent set of ear tips. Now a couple of words about fit and comfort. The shells have quite ergonomic shape, they are light and they fit my ears well. The nozzles are on a longer side and quite thick, which will be a problem if you have a narrow ear canal. The stock ear tips are of average quality and surprisingly they are really hard to put on the nozzles. I managed to get a comfortable fit with stock ear tips, but still using this pair, for example with SpinFit CP145, gives me a better fit and comfort. The cable that comes with IEM is quite good. It's a 4-core silver-plated cable with a straight 3.5mm connector on one end and two 0.78mm 2-pin connectors on the other ends. It also features Y splitter and chin slider and both are made from aluminum. Overall cable quality is quite good, it's low in microphonics, but unfortunately it's very prone to tangling. Now a couple of words about differences between the original EM2 and EM2 Roltion. First of all, the shell of EM2R is more rounded and more ergonomic. As a result, it provides a better comfort. EM2R also uses a 3rd generation carbon nanotube diaphragm driver that provides a better resolution, speed and control. And in addition, the EM2R uses a Knowles 33-518 balanced armature with a removed nozzle. This makes EM2R a bit more bright, but at the same time more resolving than the previous version. Now let's talk about the sound. Please note that all sound impressions I am sharing on my channel are completely subjective, so please take them with a grain of salt. EM2R has a V-shaped tuning, some people will call it a W-shaped tuning, with boosted bass, slightly recessed mids and quite energetic treble. This results in a very pleasant tonality and engaging sound, and in addition this pair has a very good instrument separation and clarity for its price. The bass on this pair is elevated, so it's far from being neutral. It's quite fast and I liked its note weight and texture. Sub-bass extension is excellent, it has a good impact and weight. Mid-bass provides a good amount of punch, it sounds really natural with many genres of music, and I liked how double bass drums sounded on heavier songs. This pair also handles bass-heavy music really well, and it sounds fantastic with EDM. Overall, I am pleased with the bass response on this pair, and I think a lot of people will like it too. The mid-range on EM2R is a bit recessed and it lacks a bit of body and note weight, but some bass bleed into mid slightly improve the situation. Upper mid-range is a little boosted, it's not harsh or sibilant, but on some recordings it was really close to it. Vocals, especially male vocals, lack some note weight, but they're still detailed and sit well in the mix. The timbre of instruments is good and overall the mids have a good definition and texture, they just lack a bit of note weight. Treble is also a good aspect of EM2R tuning and the treble extension is quite good. It has enough of air and sparkle and as a result the overall treble presentation is very lively and energetic. If you are a treble sensitive person, you need to be careful with this pair, as on some recordings the treble might be hot. Detail retrieval is good and I was also pleasantly surprised with the micro details retrieval. Soundstage size is about average and it's more wide than deep and the music sounds slightly out of your head. In addition, due to well-controlled bass, recessed mids and crisp treble, the soundstage feels more expensive than it is. Imaging is also okay for the price, but instrument separation is very good. The overall clarity is good, detail retrieval is also good and micro details retrieval is above average. In my opinion, SIMGOT EM2R is a very engaging, fun and musical pair of IEMs. It has a lively and dynamic sound with a well-extended bass and quite detailed treble. Pros: good design and ergonomic shape, open and spacious sound, low frequencies have a good impact and energy, very good instrument separation, clarity and detail retrieval, IEMs are comfortable for long listening sessions and come in a nice package with a lot of accessories. Cons: long and thick nozzles might be a deal breaker for some people, stock ear tips are hard to put on the nozzles, lower mid lacks some note weight and treble can be a little hot if you're a treble sensitive person. Despite a few small cons, EM2R is a very musical pair of IEMs that provides a very good instrument separation, clarity and detail retrieval in its price range. While the competition is very stiff in this price bracket, I think SIMGOT did a really good job with the tuning, and their dual driver configuration sounds powerful, crisp and refreshing. If you are looking for a well-tuned V-shaped IEMs under $150 to enjoy your music, you should definitely check out EM2 Roltion from SIMGOT. Alright, now let's move to the second part of this episode where we're going to take a look at DEW1 portable DAC from SIMGOT. At the heart of the dongle we have ES9270C DAC chip from ESS. DAC supports PCM decoding up to 384 kHz at 32 bits and it has a native support for DSD128. DEW1 comes shipped in a white carton box. On the front of the box there's a branding and on the back of the box there's a list of technical specifications. In the box we have a SIMGOT DEW1 DAC, a basic USB-C to USB-A adapter and a manual. Specification-wise, this one uses ESS ES9270C DAC chip, frequency response range is from 20 Hz to 40 kHz, total harmonic distortion is 0.0007%, signal-to-noise ratio is 117 dB, overall length of the dongle with the cable is 130 mm. The cable is non-detachable, the DAC weighs 8 grams and it has one headphone output, which is 3.5 mm single-ended connector. USB connection type is USB-C and maximum output power is 61 mW at 32 ohms. Design-wise, DEW1 looks like your typical USB-C dongle. The metal casing gives DEW1 both sturdiness and the ability to shield the device from external electromagnetic interference. The metal used in the build has a glossy finish and it picks up fingerprints easily. It has a ESS logo on the main enclosure and the SIMGOT logo on 3.5mm connector enclosure. Now let's talk about pairing, controls and user experience. I was mainly using this dongle with my Samsung Galaxy S10 running Android 12, and as a music player I was using USB Audio Player Pro. When I connect the SIMGOT DEW1 to my S10, it gets detected right away. When you disconnect the headphones from DEW1, it pauses the music. When you reconnect the headphones, it automatically resumes the playback. And this is really great function to have. In addition, this means that the device has an idle mode, which is good for your phone's battery. DEW1 is quite powerful, efficient DAC, and at the same time it provides great performance and enough power for non-demanding headphones and IEMs. The DAC provides 61 mW of power at 32 ohms, which is quite standard at this price point and form factor. When I was using it with my IEMs, the average volume was around 60% and there was still a lot of headroom left. I also tested this DAC with a few of my full-size cans. A 250 ohm Bayer Dynamic DT1770, 300 ohm Sennheiser HD6XX, and HiFiMan Sandaro, which has relatively low impedance, but it also has a very low sensitivity. With this trio I had to turn the volume to 100%, and I can tell you that with all three pairs I was really close to my comfort levels of volume. But there was no additional headroom left, as well as performance-wise all three pairs were lacking and missing some presentation. That being said, with less demanding full-size headphones, DEW1 will perform really well and it will still have some headroom left. The dongle also surprised me with its punchy and resolving sound. Switching from my Samsung S10 onboard DAC to DEW1 was a night-day difference. DEW1 offers natural, clean and very transparent sound signature. I also didn't notice any audible noise with IEMs, which is really good. Low frequencies are well extended, the bass is thick, fast and detailed. The mid-range has a good body and note weight, and the mids sound very natural. Also there is enough clarity in the mid-range, which I liked a lot. The treble is well extended too. It has enough energy and sparkle, resulting in a clean and transparent presentation. Overall, DEW1 is a tiny, flexible and very good sounding DAC. Pros: enough power to drive a lot of IEMs and many full-size headphones, well-balanced and natural sound signature, excellent technical abilities, and the DAC has a music play pause feature when you disconnect and reconnect the headphones. Cons: glossy finish easily picks up fingerprints, USB-C connector on my unit was not the best quality, and the device gets warm almost immediately. Overall, I think that SIMGOT managed to make a well-balanced, quite powerful and natural sounding DAC under $50. It pairs well with many headphones and it particularly shines with SIMGOT's own EM2 IEMs that I reviewed in the first part of this episode. Alright guys, that's all from me for today and I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the bell icon to receive new video updates. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.